preventable health problem that we've seen in the Planitude survey, right? So this is where I just want to show you, and this is really the reason that we're all here tonight, right? So this is from the 2022 survey, November. There's currently another one of the surveys happening at the moment, but from 2 years ago, what we could see is that 44% of our young people are getting the right amount of sleep, which is 8 hours or 9 hours a night. Nobody's getting 10 hours. There's about 4% of them getting 9 hours sleep and about 40% getting 8 hours sleep. So you put them together, that makes the 44 getting the right amount of sleep. The kids at 7 hours, okay, they'll catch up. There's nearly a third of them there getting 7 hours sleep a night. They will catch up with a small lie-in at the weekend, and the guys getting the 15% and the 8% won't ever catch up with the other guys. So they're really going to struggle throughout school and throughout their young lives in all sorts of, not just school, in every aspect of their life. So when you take these kids and you correlate them then, okay, so this is then when you look at sleep for mental health. So of the kids getting 8 hours sleep a night, 64% of them will report good or very good mental health. Okay. At 7 hours, 53% can report that. At 6 hours, only 36%. And when we're getting down here to this bunch of kids that are only getting 8 hours sleep a night, only 22% of them can report good mental health. So it's very clear that sleep and positive mental health are very closely intertwined. And just to show you that in another way, a bit more, maybe even a better way. So there's this kind of a scale or a clinical scale in the survey called the Short Work Edinburgh Subjective Wellbeing Scale, which is a 7-item clinically validated scale. It's not really about mental health per se, but it's maybe questions around are you happy, for example, or how do you feel about your future, things like that. So they all add up to what's this idea of a clinical well-being indicator, right? And so this would show you the kids who have what are called high well-being scores off of that scale. And the kids getting 8 hours sleep a night, or 65% of them have high well-being scores, 56, 44, and you can see down here at this end. Again, this almost basically it's a linear correlation between sleep and well-being. And then we asked about their school experience. So sleep and school engagement shows the same things. That's a 10-question scale about readiness for school, enjoying school. Very little to do with academics. In fact, there's nothing to do with academics in there. It's all around school readiness, enjoying school and getting on with friends, getting on with teachers, that kind of stuff. So we would look like this if there was 6,000 adults who sat this survey and you looked at us for work engagement. We would probably look something quite similar. But at this age, they need their sleep a little bit more than we would as adults. Sleep and stress is the same. All of this, whatever way you care to look at it in the data. So you could look at, say, sleep and self-image, sleep and self-esteem, sleep and stress, sleep and physical health, sleep and school work, for example. So you can tightly correlate their sleep against their academic performance as well. And a question that was introduced in the 2022 survey that we didn't have in the previous surveys was this one. Do you have a phone in your bedroom at night? And you can see here that 83% of the kids said they do have a phone in their bedroom at night, which is, of course, a big part of the problem, right? It's not the only reason, of course, that kids aren't sleeping enough, but is a significant driver of the problem. So that's something that we always try and alert parents to here in the west of Ireland. And we do a lot of kind of first year information nights in our schools out here. And we always talk about this, and that by working together, parents can get ahead of this phone problem by at an early stage when they're starting into first year, or even when the kids are getting the phone, maybe a confirmation that the rule should really be that the phone never makes its way into the bedroom. It doesn't go up the stairs or down the hall at night time. So phones are handed up and charged overnight. And that would be a good guideline there. 8 o'clock in first year, 8:30 in second year. And they can discuss it after that. Maybe put it up half an hour each year. Apps are somewhat helpful, but only so much, really. Some of them don't work terribly well. I find Apple Screen Time particularly doesn't work terribly well. Once they don't log into the account, they can use the phone freely. So it's not that effective. But WebWise is a very good site for information. And when we're doing the first year parent nights, as I say, in most of the schools out this side, we'd always say, to try and work together in this, because the more parents that can introduce that as a rule, the easier it is for all of them. One of the other things then we did as part of this overall program is we do a lot of kind of stuff, parenting information and various other things that happen, a lot of research stuff. But we also introduced there's a teaching website there called The Facts, and we built a kind of a teaching module on this whole area of sleep for young people, because it isn't particularly in the curriculum currently. It's not really, doesn't get a whole big pile of mention anywhere nationally, really. There's not a lot of discussion or discourse around this whole problem of sleep and the fact that we're all not sleeping enough. But so this is a sort of a 3-lesson teaching module that was developed that schools could use. And there's lots of nice kind of video and supporting teaching plans and stuff like that. So anybody who's interested in that could go and find it at the FACTS website. Off, it's kind of a subdomain on the Planet Youth website. I won't bother to play it now, but it's a nice video there as well.